All right, let's start the 4 o'clock hour. There's a lot to get to. Let's start the 4 o'clock hour with headlines and Alejandro Solana, brought to you by Durrell Volkswagen. At Durrell Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, Taos, and Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Durrell Volkswagen.
Just seeing this right now, Hoch, and there is some Tua news in case anybody's just getting into their car. I'll get to it in a second. But some of the Dolphins reporters, I'm just reading Barry Jackson right now. Cam Smith is coming off IR, and this was actually the last week he was eligible to get taken off IR. If not, he would have missed the rest of the season. And Braxton Berrios, we know he was taken off the field with a brutal, what looked like a knee injury.
Yeah.
He goes on the injured reserve list, so he'll miss at least 4 weeks.
Yeah, they were guessing that was going to be serious. It did look serious.
Yeah, no bueno. So here's the update on Tua Tagovailoa. He is coming off the IR, and the plan is, from what I understand, Hoch, that he's going to play this upcoming Sunday when the Dolphins play the Arizona Cardinals.
Mike McDaniel said he will practice Wednesday. That's the plan, but he still has steps to take to get through the concussion protocol officially. But the plan is for him to practice Wednesday and be ready for the game on Sunday.
I like it.
I think he has to be cleared by 2 doctors to finally kind of clear the actual concussion protocol. So 2 separate doctors.
As he said in his press conference today, he didn't even have any post-concussion symptoms from the day after. So I can't imagine he's not going to be cleared.
They're going to ask him questions about how he feels. And to your point, he's been telling them the same answers for a month.
Right. This is just formalities at this point.
Yeah, because are you sleeping okay? Do you have any headaches, any sensitivity to light? And he says, say no. But he said, like, to his point, he said in person, I've been telling him I don't have any sensitivity to light or headaches for a month.
I mean, let's not forget, we found out from Raheem Mostert, I think it was Mostert, that the day after the hit against the Bills, remember, that was a Thursday night game, that Friday night, they were at Disney on Ice with their families.
Which is the sign of a head injury. Because I don't know if you've ever been to one of those things. They're awful.
Oh, they're pretty fun.
They're awful. Granted, I didn't have a little girl. I would imagine if you go there with your daughter and it's all cute. I think we went to one of these Disney on Ice things once with DJ. He and I were staring at each other like, what the bleep is going on here? And Lori was having the time of her life.
Come on. You're telling me that Cinderella comes out right after Ariel? What? Comes out right after the
no one even knows who they are. I
wouldn't be.
No one knows what's going on there.
You got Ariel, Jasmine, and Cinderella.
Are we talking about Jimmy's OnlyFans again, or are we talking about Disney on
Ice? Yeah, it's crazy. Got to put a damper on this Tua return. We weren't rolling in the Jacksonville game.
I know. There's some trepidation. Listen, they would have beaten Indianapolis with Tua. I am 100% convinced of that.
Yes.
Arizona, I don't know. I mean, we'll watch tonight. They've had some good games. They've had some bad games. Yeah. So all I know is I am betting Tyreek Hill overs, whatever they are. He cannot have another game like that. There's no player props up yet for the Dolphins game. Dolphins right now are 3.5 point favorites over the Cardinals. Over under on the game is 48.
You know what? A team averaging 11 points a game. I can't just say overs, but
no, it's just it is such a crazy season.
The over would come by the Cardinals. I mean, the Dolphins defense has been good, but if that's going to hit over, it's because the Cardinals, I would think, are putting up points on this Dolphins team.
I mean, Tua, healthy, rested. Mike McDaniel is an offensive genius. He's seen what works, what doesn't work. I feel like it's a recipe for a lot of points.
But the OG's point too with it. But and I give OG credit. He said this a couple years ago. He was like, Mike doesn't have the back, the back of that playbook. If you see, I always bring it up because this man's a damn genius. Everybody knows it. You see how big Andy Reid's damn play sheet is? And it's literally like, hey, I'm going to run these. Oh, they got us on this. Let me go to the green side. Let me go to the blue section. I don't know if McDaniel has
but he's a Hall of Fame coach with a Hall of Fame quarterback and a Hall of Fame tight end. And like that, like you can't compare. I compare them to a team that they should be compared to. Instead of that team. That's one of the best teams we've ever seen in the history of the NFL.
Okay. A very good comparison. Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell.
Perfect.
He's right there. He's right in this little realm of these new age coaches. Don't yell or don't cuss and all. He has a quarterback that's not as good as Tua. He has a top 5 receiver. We have 2 top 10 receivers. He has 1 top 5 receiver, and they have a very good defense. I think we have a very good defense. Why can they continue to put up points on everybody and we have 11 a game?
We had no problem last season.
But it's this season. Like it wasn't.
Tua hasn't been there. Like let's wait and see Sunday at least.
And that's what we need. If Tua comes out and they throw up 20 plus 30, not 20 plus 30, high 20s, low 30s, then okay, it was Tua's injury. But I go back to the Jacksonville game or Buffalo before he was hurt. We weren't a well-running train then either.
But that doesn't absolve, even if they put up 35 points on Sunday against Arizona and win, that does not absolve Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel for going into this season with putrid backups.
Yeah.
Putrid.
Yep.
Doesn't absolve them of that.
Not at all. Does it look so bad what the Atlanta Falcons did? Having Kirk Cousins and drafting Michael Penix?
Again, all you need to do is look at the Washington game yesterday. Marcus Mariota is one of the kinds of quarterbacks who's available in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the kind of guy who can come in, throw 2 tutties, put up 200 yards of offense. And is he as good as Jaden Daniels? No. But is he the drop-off to Tim Boyle?
No. And we're not talking about Hall of Famers. I bring up Tannehill. You bring up the Pastronaut. We're talking about Wentz and Flacco and these old guys. Like they're not Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
No,
they're just a couple notches under your starter, and we have no notches under our starter.
2 things. First of all, regarding Andy Reid's playbook, Crowder, unless you've actually physically seen it, I'm not all too certain that the back end of that playbook are just a bunch of menus to different restaurants. And secondly, what does it say? Because we default to, as OG says, he has no plan B. I'm willing to accept that on the road against Seattle. The plan B just wasn't there. But Crowder, at some point, over 4-game sample size, okay, you didn't have a plan B, but you figure one out. That's my biggest gripe here. It's not that the team has looked bad. I expected them to look bad.
The plan B might not necessarily be the play calling. The plan B could be not having a backup. Like that, like it might be nothing further than that. That, hey, it doesn't matter if we have Skylar Thompson or Tim Boyle or Tyler Huntley. Doesn't matter. They'll be fine because my offense is fine. And maybe that's the not having the backup.
But Hoch, at a certain point, it didn't work against the Seahawks. You looked awful. You looked like the worst offense in the NFL. Then you had an extra 7 days to prepare, and Mason Rudolph beat you, a backup.
But you changed quarterbacks again, right?
Right.
Was Seattle Skyler?
Yes, it was. And then Tim Boyle. But I realize that. But then you had another full week to do it against New England. And you still looked awful, and you won by a toe, and you had one good drive where Alec Ingold just bulldozed everybody. They didn't put anything together that was, you could deem it progress. And then you had a bye week, and then you come back, and this is the product again you're putting on the field? Like, at a certain point, he has to say, okay, this can't work, but I'm going to implement this with a bye week so that at the very least we can move the chains a little bit. And he's been unable to do that week after week, a 4-week.
Don't you think that's because of his quarterback? I do. And they were able to move the ball running yesterday. But I really believe that it stems from having the wrong backup quarterbacks.
It
Like
stems from that.
And again, that's a coaching problem, and it's certainly a general manager problem because it's a personnel problem. But you can't tell me that they would look that putrid if Ryan Tannehill was the quarterback. Like they just wouldn't.
I think you're both correct on this, but it's almost to a point like Solana saying, and I'll even go just post bye week, Hawk. Just post bye week. You have 14 days. Now you know what Tim Boyle and Tyler Huntley can do. We have a problem. We have to address it. Let's address the problem that we have it back up, but also let's implement some plays that we know they can be successful at. Let's stop running these damn outside runs, these pitches, and all these hand sweeps. We're not going anywhere. Let's go downhill. Let's do something else. Simple as this. Look at who the hell Indy played and see what plays worked against them in the past couple weeks and put them damn routes in. They couldn't cover them last week. They can't cover them against Tennessee. They might not be able to cover them against us.
But if Huntley or Boyle can't get the ball to those open receivers, then what's the difference? I mean, Arande said he had Tyreek and Jalen beyond Jonnu Smith open, but he didn't see them or didn't look for them or didn't feel comfortable throwing the ball there, so he kept throwing it to Jonnu Smith.
Harbaugh found a way to get Tyler Huntley to at least look like a formidable backup. I'm not saying he was great with the Ravens, but they won a game. He was a damn Pro Bowler. You know what I'm saying, Hawk? Like, at a certain point, if you're an NBA coach and your entire starting five can shoot three, so your entire offense is dictated upon the three, 4 out of your 5 starters get hurt, and all your backups can't shoot threes, you're not going to run the same game plan game after game after game. No, you adjust. At a certain point, you have to adjust and say, we can't win games doing this, so I have to implement this. Over 5 weeks, he had an opportunity to do it.
But again, my point is this. What's the adjustment? You have Tyreek Hill out there. Before the season started, #1 player in the NFL. That's what he was ranked by. Forget which, I think it was ESPN.
The players voted
by the
him.
players themselves. You have Tyreek Hill. How much stuff do you need to do? Like, how much do you need to reinvent when you've got Tyreek Hill and then you also happen to have Jalen Waddle, who's healthy? Like, I can't help but blame the talent level on the quarterbacks that they've trotted out there. And again, that's not absolving Mike McDaniel of the blame for that. And that's not absolving Chris Grier of the blame for that. They're the ones who keep trotting these guys out.
Huh. You have Tua. You could make Tua Tartar, right? You make the Tua. If now I give you a Boyle, you don't have the Tua anymore to make the Tartar. You might have to adjust to make another meal with that.
But in other words,
I'm saying they're running the same crap. I'm with you.
In other words,
Tyreek's great.
I have Tyreek Hill.
What you're doing to the person that has the ball. It's a problem that they're there, but now you have that problem. Solve that problem. Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. Jordan Love's an amazing quarterback, Pro Bowl guy. They lose him. Malik Willis. He gets in. They run the ball 42 times the next game. I'm not laughing. I'm not having Malik Willis run the same place Jordan Love.
They don't have Tyreek Hill. They don't have the best receiver or one of the best receivers in the league. Like that to me, that's folly. To me, that's folly.
If you have somebody that can't get him the ball, why would you keep trying to get him open? If he's open, you even said it.
Because you made a mistake in the guy who needs to get him the ball. It's like to me, the mistake is not we've got a guy who can't get the ball to Tyreek, so let's do something different. The mistake is why do we have a guy who can't get the ball to Tyreek?
I know, Huck.
That's the mistake.
And now we have ground beef.
Though. At first, that's the mistake. I'm with you.
At first, it was Skyler. They recognized it quickly. So let's go out and let's get Tyler Huntley and let's bring up Tim Boyle. And then you realize Tim Boyle can't do it either. So we get Tyler Huntley. And then you find out Tyler Huntley can't do it either. Now you're back to Tim Boyle. Like, no, you made mistakes over and over and over again. The same mistake, which is bringing in the wrong backups.
But then doesn't the coach have to be responsible for just finding a way to make the team have an opportunity to win games, Hawk? And
right.
yes,
And the way to find
issue,
that is to find a guy who can get the ball to Tyreek Hill.
You can't make Tua tartar when you have a crab boil.
But here's what you're saying. We're a restaurant. We have the finest Wagyu steak.
Mhm.
Our chef goes home sick. So we bring in the sous chef to now be the chef.
Yep.
And he keeps burning the steak. You know what? Let's stop serving Wagyu, even though we're known for it. Now we serve eggs. No, get a chef who can serve the damn Wagyu.
No, you have a Wagyu restaurant that serves Wagyu, and then your next delivery is raccoon meat. You can't make that same Wagyu steak with raccoon meat.
No, but the thing is, you still have Tyreek Hill. He's still out there. He's on the field.
And I know what I'm saying. And the guy that's throwing him the ball can't get it to him like Tua can. So why?
That's what I'm saying. So let's make eggs instead of Wagyu.
Let's make some eggs. Let's win some games making eggs. Let's keep our customers making eggs, because if we stick with this Wagyu, this guy's gonna burn it.
And that to me is folly. You find someone who can cook the Wagyu. You find someone who can get the ball to Tyreek Hill.
And at this venture in the NFL season, there is nobody qualified enough that's as a sous chef to be able to make that Wagyu the same.
Right. Huge problem that Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel caused. That's a huge problem that they caused.
Skylar Thompson being on this team for 3 years, it upsets me now. Everybody told me in camp he's amazing. Is he just good on Wednesdays? You should have looked at him on Sundays.
Yeah, but they had
Aronde
3 years
says
to
just
develop
make
the guy.
Wagyu strips, stir fry, put it in put it into some stuff. You don't just abandon the Wagyu.
Make some raccoon tartar. I like the Tua tartar thing because it's tuna, See what I was getting after?
We got it, yeah.
Okay. You can't make Tua tartar with, ground beef.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. Boyle, crab boil.
Sure, we got it. Yeah, there's a lot of restaurant tie-ins.
Well.
Can you eat raccoon meat?
Yes. Tastes like rabbit.
Oh, Robert Kennedy. That guy, Bobby Kennedy, will eat all that stuff.
Raccoon's not bad. Honestly, raccoon's not bad. Possum is terribly nasty. And armadillo's decent when you fry it.
Why would you eat any of that?
Well, a lot of people. I mean, listen, we didn't all grow up by the falls, Solana. A lot of people eat roadkill. I'm not even joking.
Well, it wasn't roadkill. We actually hunted it. We didn't find it on the side of the road. We hunted.
I mean, how hard is it to hunt a raccoon? They walk around your backyard. You throw out a couple of strips of garbage.
Raccoon hunting isn't difficult. I'll give you that. Armadillos, if you scream too loud, they ball up in a little ball and hide. So that's pretty easy. And possums are probably the dumbest animal in the world.
Just go to Publix. Get yourself a damn sub. I mean, what? I don't understand.
So you think I was eating armadillo standing next to a pub sub?
This is tough news for the 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, according to Jordan Schultz, insider for Fox Sports, out for the season. They confirmed a torn ACL.
Sean's out for the season.
Yep.
Yeah, tore his Achilles.
That was a blessing to the Browns.
It was.
Not their salary cap, but their season. Honestly, it is.
Well, now the insurance covers it. No joke. Because it's an injury. It's a blessing. I mean, it's crazy to say it, but I don't like him anyway.
Did you guys see the weird mix-up, though, before that even happened? Jameis has been the backup all season long for Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, Jameis was actually inactive. He was the third emergency quarterback, and I'm forgetting their backup's name.
The guy with the hyphen.
Yeah, too many.
The real Thomas Jackson or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Philip Michael Thomas.
I don't think there's a Darrell, Thomas, or a Jackson in his name, but you did indeed give us 3 names. And I think earlier
Houseboat
this
car.
year, we called him Dorian Finney-Smith at one point.
Dorian Thompson Robinson, DTR.
What I said.
So is Jameis, like, can we trade for Jameis then?
Oh,
Well, not now. They kind of need him now.
That's
They
true.
can have Boyle, Huntley, Skyler, McDaniel, and Grier. All of them. Package deal. And some Tua Tartar.
Give him Eichenberg too if we're just selling.
Well, give him Julian Hill then.
He just jumped off sides again.
All right, a couple other things happening. By the way, Tua also, just to wrap up the Tua news, he also confirmed that he's not going to wear the Guardian cap. He says it's a personal choice, and Crowder nailed this as of a month ago because he told us he's not going to wear it.
No.
He'll wear it. By the end of the season, he's going to wear it.
No, he's not. Looks
If
goofy.
you're the coach and you say to him, you cannot run the ball under any circumstance unless you're wearing the Guardian cap.
No problem. He falls down.
No.
Fetal position.
Mm-mm.
And it makes no sense. It looks too goofy.
The Hurricanes. Some good news, man. That was a fun-ass game.
That was
Some
great.
frustrating moments, but a fun
I was nervous, but it was great.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who came out to the quarter deck in Davie. We had a really good turnout and a really good watch party as well. So I appreciate everybody who came
And that's
out.
the kind of game I love to watch, by the way. You know, I love points. I don't care if you're giving up points when you're scoring that many points. I mean, I needed to put on a Guardian cap watching the Dolphins game yesterday after having watched the Hurricanes game the day before.
And what's his name? Shannon Dawson. That's the OC, right?
Yeah.
He's calling the game knowing it's a shootout. Because they're getting some third and threes, and he's throwing 60-yard posts. And I'm like,
I'll take 50 burgers over Wagyu any day of the week.
I'm telling you. Yeah. That offense is rolling.
Bro, Cam is he's special, man.
He
Hoch,
is.
the way he's bouncing around in the pocket, dancing, just like
Casual.
it's crazy, man.
Casual.
Crazy.
And when he takes off, it doesn't like he's moving fast. But then you see him walking away from some DBs, and I was like, Cam gonna fly a little bit.
He waits and he waits. This Tim Boyle chucked the ball on 4th down. Not that they were going to win this game anyway, but at least like you see this happen all the time in the NFL where there's, 38 seconds left and somehow they end up all the way down the field for a couple plays into the end zone, whether it gets in or not. I mean, I just chucks the ball over. Like I still am having a tough time. The guy's played in the NFL for a long time. He knows the situation. What am I possibly missing there? Could the throw have been that errant?
Yes. And then to throw it out of bounds, throw it close to the sideline. You see quarterbacks do this where it's 4th down. There's if I throw an interception, who cares?
It gets picked. I mean, this is the only way we can stay in the game.
So he could have escaped to the right, just looked over, saw where there was a bunch of his receivers, and thrown a punt up in the air. Yeah. Thrown a Hail Mary type pass. Somebody come down with it. Help me out. He throws it out of bounds.
To Malik Washington, by the way. I think the new strategy for the Dolphins is have Malik Washington run a route and throw the ball to the other side of the field every single time. You should never throw the ball to Malik Washington.
Put Tyreek Hill in a Malik Washington jersey, and then maybe someone will look at him. Like if you're Tim Boyle, you've had no success in the NFL. Wouldn't you think to yourself, you know what? I can make a name for myself here. I just got to get the ball to Tyreek. No matter how many people are on him, maybe we'll get a pass interference. Who knows? Like, I got to know because I'm Tim Boyle. I got to know where Tyreek is on the field during this play because I got to send the ball his way.
Yep.
If anyone's going to help me, Tim Boyle, with a miracle comeback, it might be Tyreek Hill. It's probably not going to be Malik Washington. It's probably not going to be my legs. Like, it's probably, out of all the people on the field, the guy who's going to help me cement my name in, Dolphins history is probably Tyreek Hill. So I either got to get it to him, or I'm going to zing the ball over Malik Washington's head and hit a lady in the stands.
You remember that playoff game when Henny got in for Kansas City?
Yeah.
I think he completed 8 passes. 7 of them were to Travis Kelce.
Bink, bink, bink.
It was Kelce.
Like, no, who can help you?
What? Yeah. No, I'm going to trick him and go to Washington this play. I'm with you. It's ridiculous. That was a ridiculous game. That was upsetting.
Did you see? I read Malik Washington's lips when the ball was coming in. Me? Couldn't believe it.
You know what? I know you're joking, but Malik couldn't have lined up on 4th and 3 and said he's going to me.
I guarantee you, whoever was on Malik said, well, we know it's not coming to our side.
He didn't even look. Malik was just running down the sideline. He didn't look back.
Look, I mean, he didn't have a better chance to see any clips than find that ball.
And for all the people texting in to look up Tim Boyle's stats at UConn, where he played 3 years. Yeah, OG sent us this yesterday. I checked it out. 1 touchdown, 13 interceptions over 3 years at UConn.
We read it at the beginning of the show because Joe Shad had tweeted out something last night that had even greater stats. Because what I was saying at the beginning of the show was Tim Boyle has shown you who he is. This isn't on him. He's shown you who he is. That's on Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel for saying that's our guy. Tim Boyle has shown you over and over again who he is. In the NFL, he's 0-5. He's thrown 4 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. He has a passer rating of 56. At UConn, 1 touchdown, 13 interceptions. At Eastern Kentucky, 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Like, he's shown you who he is.
I'm taking Cleo Lemon.
This Tim Boyle is unbelievable. How's he getting jobs still, right?
I mean it's really crazy. It's crazy.
I can tell you the answer, even though I have no research behind it, but I know these type guys. He's super smart.
Super nice, knows the play, can pick up the playbook like that. Yep.
Married, a bunch of kids, no trouble, no problem, helps out the team, gets there at 5 a.m. when meetings start at 7. He's sitting in meeting rooms, drinking chai lattes. I've played with guys like this. I know exactly who he is.
Must have a killer LinkedIn page, brother, because, oh, my God.
He drives a Wagoneer. I know him.
Jeep Grand Cherokee.
I know him.
But again, that's on Grier and McDaniel. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like Tim Boyle. He didn't have a breakout season, and then people got fooled. Remember that guy? What was it? Flynn?
Yeah, Matt Flynn.
Matt Flynn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, no, Tim Boyle, like, you know exactly what you're getting. You know exactly what you're getting.
Tim Boyle has been Tim Boyle his whole life.
Tim Boyle will Tim Boyle from now till whenever. God bless him that he's been able to put a career together doing it. But Tim Boyle, in that situation yesterday, did exactly what Tim Boyle does. Launch the ball over Malik Washington's head.
To be fair, the last time he tried to throw up a ball, Javon Holland returned it for 6 on Black Friday last year.
That's right.